The latest dev blog for the Isle just dropped, and this one is packed. We've got a full island overhaul, new AI systems, major creature updates, and real progress on the dome. Here's everything that actually matters for gameplay. Let's start with the biggest change, the island itself. The entire map has been updated, with all major biomes getting a polish pass. That includes jungles, forests, redwoods, and mangroves. This isn't just visual. These changes directly affect how players move, track, and survive across the map. Mangroves stand out here because they're being designed as semi-aquatic environments. That opens up new gameplay opportunities, especially for creatures that rely on water-based movement or ambush strategies. Redwoods, on the other hand, are staying long-term, and they're already one of the most liked environments in the game. One of the most important, but easy to overlook, updates is the addition of small AI creatures. This includes things like rats, lizards, snails, and insects. These are designed to act as consistent food sources for juveniles, small carnivores, and omnivores. What this means is early game survival becomes much smoother. Instead of struggling to find food or relying entirely on players, you'll now have reliable ways to sustain yourself. This could significantly improve pacing, especially for newer players or smaller species. Now let's talk about the dome, which is finally starting to take shape. The structure now has 4 major entrances, each large enough to accommodate even the biggest dinosaurs in the game. But what makes this interesting is the addition of multiple side paths. Things like pipes, service routes, and smaller access points. These are designed specifically for smaller creatures and climbers. The key design goal here is to avoid turning the dome into a choke point. Instead of forcing encounters, players will have multiple routes, allowing for stealth, escape, and more strategic movement. Each section is also being designed like its own point of interest, which could make the dome one of the most dynamic areas in the game. Moving on to creatures, Kentrosaurus is now in the game, but it's still being refined. The focus here is on its defensive playstyle. It's getting improvements to its defensive stance, including better stability and recoil damage. That means when enemies attack, or when certain abilities are blocked, they'll take damage in return. It also received a slight weight increase, making it harder to pin down. What's important is that these mechanics aren't exclusive to Kentrosaurus. Once finalized, they'll likely be applied to other dinosaurs like ceratopsians and spinosaurids. So this isn't just a single creature update, it's the foundation for a broader combat system. Looking ahead, Austroraptor is getting close to completion and will likely be playable in a future update. Oviraptor might actually arrive first. Not because it's more important, but because it's simpler and faster to finish. That said, Oviraptor has had some major technical issues recently, which slowed things down, so while it may come earlier, it hasn't been an easy development process behind the scenes. One thing that stands out in this update is how development is being prioritized. Features and creatures that are faster to complete are being pushed forward first, even if they weren't originally planned to release in that order. This explains things like Oviraptor coming before baryonyx, or redwoods appearing before mangroves. It's a more flexible approach that helps get content into players' hands faster. Overall, this update is less about one big feature and more about systems coming together. The map overhaul changes how you explore, small AI changes how you survive, and creature updates are shaping how combat will work going forward. If all of this is executed well, it could significantly improve both the early and mid-game experience in the Isle. Thoughts on this update? Subscribe for the next breakdown.